Hi guys, welcome back to more Stokelona on the Force 9's YouTube channel, continuing the Stoke City save on Football Manager 2016. And today's video, we're into April, and our video is the video I was going to do last time before the game got postponed. We're playing Spurs away. I played 5 games off screen. Unfortunately, we got knocked out of the FA Cup. I said in the last video that my next live com would be the FA Cup 6th round, the last date, and if we'd have won that, we would have gone to Wembley for a semi-final. We drew Crystal Palace, who won their replay with Reading at the Medeski Stadium. And Palace beat us 1-0, and they went through to the FA Cup semi-finals where they're facing Man United. The other match, I think, is Man City against Huddersfield. I think it is. I'm not quite sure. We'll have a look. But yeah, we're out of the FA Cup, unfortunately. But getting to the last eight, I think, is a good achievement. I'm happy with that. So that it did also mean that Crystal Palace knocked us out of both the FA Cup and the Capital One Cup. So I think Palace next season deserve a bit of retribution. So I think that's definitely on the agenda next year, is to get some revenge on Crystal Palace. We beat them 4-0 at Selhurst Park in the league. That's about it. But the 3 other games we played, they beat us, and they knocked us out of 2 trophies, and they beat us 3-0 at home on the opening day of the season. So that's a bit annoying. And the last live com wasn't great. We lost 3-1 to Newcastle, who at the time were in the relegation zone. I don't know where they are now. We'll have a look. So the Palace game, it was an away game. We lost it 1-0. The goal came from Balassi, who, as you know, is a very pacey player, and he went through like a few of our players, and he just unleashed and scored. Apart from that, you know, we actually didn't do too badly. We defended pretty well, and it was a fairly level game. Palace had a bit more possession. We just didn't put ours away. Crouch had a poor performance, and Shaqiri did as well, who's injured at the moment actually, as is Michu. A couple of injuries in there. And who's the other one? Arnautovic is close to a return, but I don't think it's going to be playing today. So we lost in the FA Cup, and we're out of that at the 6th round. So having a look at the semi-finals then, we will see what it is. So yes, Crystal Palace against Man United. It's Blackburn, sorry. Blackburn must have knocked out Huddersfield. So Man City against Blackburn, and Crystal Palace versus Man United. So we could have a Manchester derby in the FA Cup final. That could be interesting. As far as the Capital One Cup goes, Chelsea won it, and they beat Swansea 3-0 in the final. So I'm not sure what that would mean for Swansea in terms of Europa League, because you would imagine Chelsea would be finishing in the top 4. I think they are in there, but I think they're 3rd, Chelsea. We'll have a look at all that later. We'll have a look at a table. So the next game we played, we didn't go anywhere actually. We were at home against West Brom. We scored in the 90th minute. Affley got it. And this was after a very early injury. Shaqiri was injured on the 3rd minute. It was broken ribs, I believe. It was fractured ribs, and it kept him out for 6 weeks. He's almost back. He's going to be out for about another week or 2, but he's getting there, and it's a real shame because he was playing so well, and he's become like a crowd favourite, and he's one of my favourite Stoke players as well. So it's a bit unfortunate that we've lost Shaqiri. And I think, did we also someone else took a knock, I think? Yeah, Zarate also took a knock, and we took him off at half-time. He had bruised ribs. He's back now, but we were forced to make 2 changes before half-time. We brought on Affley, who scored from the coming off the bench, and we brought on Crouch at half-time. A minute after the Affley goal, West Brom equalised pretty quickly. Salomon Rondon has been a bit of a thorn in our side, and he was in the previous game, I think, that we played against the Baggies. So it was 1-1 for quite a while. It took until 7 minutes from time for us to get the winner. Substitute Peter Crouch got it on the 83rd minute. And, you know, we had more possession in this game. I think we were the better team. And West Brom, their manager, Tony Pulis, does not like us. I mean, we are at loggerheads, well, not literally, but we are at loggerheads every time we're on the pitch. It's ridiculous. So yeah, we beat West Brom 2-1. And then we went on to face Southampton at the St Mary's. And this was a very one-sided game. I think it's fair to say Southampton kind of got a bit FM'd here. 31 shots, 58% possession, and we beat them 1-0. It took until the 90th minute for Bojan to score. Came on from the bench 5 minutes from time, scored in the 90th minute. His first goal for Stoke this season. He hasn't played a great deal. He hasn't impressed me in the slightest. He's come out of nowhere. His average rating is 6.58. He's come out of nowhere. and he scored a beautiful goal as well. Very nice goal. So, yeah. A win against St Mary's was good as well. I was happy with that. Then we went to Stamford Bridge. Chelsea, who are unbeaten in the league since January, I might add, only beat us 1-0. They had a couple of injuries. Their goal came from Willian fairly early on, 17th minute, so fairly early in the game still. And they suffered 2 injuries in the first half. Zuma and Oscar were both forced off injured, but also on our side, Arnautovic took a knock. He had a foot injury, which he's not quite back from. So we had to bring on Affalay for him in the first half. Didn't have a shot on target in this game, but we defended fantastically. Jack Butland had an absolute world-eating goal. 8.2 rating. Man of the match performance, definitely. And Mamadou Diouf, I also played Mamadou Diouf on the right wing as a defensive winger, and he did well. Shawcross did well. So a very good defensive performance. I would have liked to, maybe snatched a point, but it's Chelsea and they're unbeaten since January, and they are leaders at the moment, but Man United do have 2 games in hand. So we'll see what happens there. And the final game I played off screen was at home against Watford. And this was a good win, I think. Zarate got a goal on the 7th minute, his first league goal for Stoke. He scored in the FA Cup against Bournemouth, but that was his first in the league. Callum McManaman, the other January signing we made, of course, apart from the loanee Kirchhoff from Bayern Munich. McManaman scored to make it 2-0 on the 19th minute, and a good lead there. Watford pulled one back not long after. Diamanti. Do you know, this game I think had 3 fantastic goals in it. McManaman's goal was, he was literally, I think, on the touchline, maybe about 40 yards from the goal. I think it was a cross, but it went in. And then Diamanti's goal was about 25 yards out. It was not unlike Dele Alli's goal last night for England, actually. Very similar. So some fantastic goals in this game. And so it was 2-1, and then 3 minutes from time, Mamadou Diouf came on from the bench, 75th minute. And in the 87th minute, he made it 3-1. And we've got a win against Watford. So how does that leave the table? Here it is. We're sitting in 7th place with 50 points, but we have 2 games in hand over Everton, who are also on 50 points. And we are level on points. Sorry, no. We are 3 points behind Tottenham, who we play today. Same number of games played as well. So if we beat Spurs today, we'll go level on points with them. Their goal difference is far superior, but at least ours now is in the positive, so that's a good thing. But we win today, we go level on points with Spurs, and we're only 3 points behind Man City in 4th place, who we still have to play at home, I think. We just double check. I think we still got to play Man City at home. We do. So that's a huge game. It's possible we could break into the top 4. But it's a big, big ask. I mean, Chelsea and Man United are running away from it now. And with 5 games left for Chelsea, they're 3 points ahead. But Man United, as I said, have a couple of games in hand. So it's going to be a 2-horse race for the title between Chelsea and United. But I think Arsenal, anyone from 3rd down to 7th could get into that top 4. And then down the bottom, it's still pretty tight. Bournemouth at bottom with 29 points. Norwich and Sunderland in the relegation zone as well with 31. Villa on 32. Leicester on 35. Watford on 36. Newcastle on 37. Palace and West Brom on 38. Southampton and Liverpool on 41. Swansea on 43. So it's still very, very tight down the bottom. I think mathematically anyone from Southampton down... So anyone from Swansea downwards could still mathematically get relegated. Realistically, I would say anyone downwards from Palace could go down. I mean, Liverpool are in 11th place. That's terrible for them. And of course, Klopp was sacked. And Frank de Boer is the manager. I will just see if there have been any more managerial changes. I think there was... Alex Neil got sacked. Yes. Yeah, Alex Neil got sacked from Norwich for a poor record in the transfer market. They signed Charlie Austin. And their new manager is the former Leicester boss Claudio Ranieri, who was sacked not long after Christmas and replaced by Laudrup. So that's what's been happening off screen. We've also had a youth intake. If I look at our under-18s, not a great youth intake, not really anything to write home about. The best player is probably this guy, Zach Riley. He's a 16-year-old right back. Got a crazy Seamus-like mohawk. The wrestler Seamus, not Seamus Finnegan from Harry Potter. He's nothing to write home about. He's got aggression, decision-making, tackling, and stamina. And even they aren't great. But I have been delving into the youth intakes elsewhere as well. And I've got, I want to say 7 players that I don't know if they're any good. I've still got to get them fully scouted, but I bought them. They haven't cost a great deal of money. But there are 8 players here from all sorts of teams. So from 1860 Munich, Auxerre, Oostende in Belgium. I looked at Belgium again because, my last save on FM15 was in Bruges, with Cercle Bruges. So I wanted to, kind of link them together and look at some of the Belgian teams and see if they've got anything to offer. Johnny Brax from Oostende is one. Mark Johnston from St Johnston. Reinders is from Heracles. Another player from 1860, NEC in Holland, and Norgeland is a Vestergaard there. He's a goalkeeper, I think. I'm not going to show you them until they're fully scouted, and then it will be like a big reveal, like are they good or are they not. I might do like a before and after. This is so I'll show you them like when we sign them, and then I'll show you them once they're fully scouted and they've actually joined, because they don't join until July the 1st, of course, or in some cases until they turn 16 or whatever. I'm not quite sure. So that's stuff to do. So it's a game in hand today, away against Spurs. Hopefully we can do well, but this could go either way. I have no idea how this is going to go. In terms of our formation, I don't think I'm going to make any drastic changes to this. Actually, I'm going to play Gutierrez in place of Adam. I've gone back to the 2-striker formation. I've given Bojan a bit more of a chance. He started 7 games, but still that average rating of 6.61 is just worrying. And his last 5 games have been pretty good, to be fair. But yeah. And then you've got Diouf as well. So this is what we're going to go with today. I'm going to drop... I don't know. I don't know what to do. I'm going to leave this as it is. I'm going to take Jeff Cameron off the bench because he's struggling a bit fitness-wise. And we're going to put Mark Wilson on the bench. Arnautovic, I could play him, but I don't want to risk it. So that's the team we're going with today. I'm not going to do anything else to it. I'm actually going to bring on Oviedo from Muniesa as well. There we go. So Butland is in goal. You've got Oviedo, Vosguide, Shawcross, Johnson, Kirchhoff, Van Hinkel. I meant to put Gutierrez on, not Van Hinkel. That's what I meant. There we go. Gutierrez, Affalay, McManaman, and up front, Bojan and Mauro Zarate is a false 9 and a Trekatista, respectively. Probably their best roles. Mind you, Bojan is more of an attacking midfielder, but I'm playing him as a striker. See how he does. He's been playing as a false 9. And since that is my channel's name, I guess I should try and use it. So, Spurs team, apparently they have a good wealth of youth. They've got a good deal of youth in their team. Loris is in goal. Vertonghen, Wimmer. Kevin Wimmer is that, isn't it? Yes. Did they sign him before? I can't remember. I think that was actually a signing they made. It wasn't in the game. Dembele and Bentaleb in central midfield. Chadley on the left. Son Heung-min, I think I said that right, on the right-hand side. Ericsson in the hole. Lucas Prato up front. That's an interesting one. No Harry Kane, he's on the bench. And Ngie has been dropped to the under-21s. I did notice that. Got Prato from Mineiro for 8.25 million. 27-year-old Argentine striker. And their bench is Vaughan Walker, Lamella Kane, Andros Townsend, Ben Davis, and Ryan Mason, one of the mysteries of football. How the hell does he get into the England football team? It's beyond me. I don't know what he does. Bit like Milner. Does a lot of running, but does he actually do anything? I don't know. He covers a lot of ground. That's about it. That's what people think Henderson does, but Henderson actually does a whole lot more, and people don't realise just how good he is. And I'm going to stop talking about that before I get angry at people thinking that Henderson's overrated when he's underrated. The early corner here for Spurs, and it was blocked, but Ericsson has another pop, and Oviedo clears it away, but not very far. Chadley, and it is cleared away eventually, and Zarate with a chance to counter here, but he's kind of isolated up front on his own, and he went for a shot. Now, apparently that wayward shot by Mauro Zarate warranted a replay. So I don't understand that. I put replays on for, I think it was chances, or I'm hoping it wasn't just shots, but I think I put like close chances or something. That wasn't a close chance. That wasn't even close to the goal. If there had been a goal next to the goal, that wouldn't have gone in. But we've got a highlight here. Glenn Johnson on the ball. He finds Bojan, who forces a save from Lloris. I think we've got two fantastic goalkeepers at either end here. Butland is very much an up-and-comer, and Hugo Lloris, I think, is one of the best goalkeepers in the world still. I think he's been... I don't know about this year. You know, Spurs haven't been too bad. They've been unbeaten since the opening day. But I think in recent years, Lloris has been let down by a poor Tottenham defence. That's what I think. I think Lloris is an excellent goalkeeper. One of the best in the world, I think. I don't know about if he's up there with like Neuer and like De Gea, but I think he's, very close to that. I think he's a world-class keeper. I'll say that much. That is a terrible pass. That was almost a gift there, but that was a terrible clearance. Just the one chance at either side here. We might have a chance here though. Gutierrez to Zarate, and fails to find McManaman. And that was lucky, but Bojan didn't get on the end of that. Shawcross with a header, but Vertonghen meets it. Eriksson to Prato. Sung now goes for the shot, forces a save from Butland. The needless save, I think it was going wide. I'm just going to change the opposition instructions a bit there. Spurs have a corner here. They've had a few more shots, they've had more possession, but hopefully we can come out of this with some points. And as I said, a win here would put us level on points. Lamela goes for the shot, but it goes out for a goal kick. Oviedo with a free kick here for us. Eriksson now Spurs on the counter. I'm going to take it off defensive and go to counter myself, actually. I think Spurs are probably going to be on attacking. Prato's there. Good save. Butland rather. Son now, and it's cleared away. Bojan now. Chance to counter, but obviously didn't amount to a chance because we got a replay. Son was on the ball here. We'll have a look at this because this was a close chance. Prato with the volley, and Butland made the save. And it was cleared away eventually by Shawcross, I think it was. Yeah, we'll encourage them to prove a point. And I think we'll go passionate and say you weren't that bad. Because that, more often than not, will result in a positive reaction throughout almost all the squad. There you go, you've got six greens there, which is good. We're on counter and structured. We only have 4 instructions set. I wonder if I should add a few more. We're pushing up a bit. We're going to close down a bit more. And let's try and retain possession. Because as I said, I want to try and play a possession game with this team. But I say it takes a while. I think, with Mark Hughes, he started the job. It's our job to finish it. Prato hit the post there. And that's a number of chances he's had that he's squandered. But Harry Kane is on the bench, so that could still... Well, it's a goal! Yes! From the Oviedo free kick, Affalay has scored to put us up 1-0. It was a great free kick by Brian Oviedo, and Affalay just pounced, and it was a great right-footed volley. I expected it to be the left, but that's a good right-footed volley. I'm going to make a change. Bojan hasn't done very well so far, so I'm going to take him off. I'm going to bring on Diouf and make him a defensive forward. Eriksson on the ball now for Spurs. Ball was cleared away, but Dembele to Prato. Butler makes another save. It's another corner. This is their 9th or 10th corner. Gutierrez on the ball, and he puts it out for a throw-in. Nice, safe clearance there. It's going well so far. Kirchhoff has taken a knock. That's not ideal. He's been a solid player for us since we got him on loan. And Van Hinkel isn't doing well either. Right, we're going to bring on Whelan for him. Turning him into a ball-winning midfielder. And in a minute, I think I'm going to drop back those wingers as well. Wimmer to Lamela. This is tight stuff. I think we'll have to go defensive very soon because they're attacking here. Prato's there at the far post. He's had a few chances, but that one he took, and it's now 1-1. Spurs have had 19 shots and they've had more possession, but this is still anybody's game. McManaman's been terrible so far. Not a great signing by me. The fans weren't happy with it because it's, at the end of the day, it was it's from a rival team apparently. Apparently West Brom are a rival of ours. I'm going to take off McManaman and I'm going to play Peter Crouch. I put Diouf on the right. I'm going to turn him into a defensive winger again on support. And we'll turn Crouch into an advanced forward. There we go. Loris with a short goal kick to Vertonghen. Passes it back to the French keeper. They've got a great Belgian pair of centre-halves there. Lamel is through, and he scored. Okay. Didn't want that. Right, we're going to go attacking now. That's knocked us down to 7th place. And this is a game where we could have made some ground and got level on points with Spurs, but we haven't done so. Loris catches the ball there from the cross by the number 8. Right, he's played it short again. There's only 3 minutes left, but I'm going to prevent short goalkeeper distribution. There we go. And in a minute I'm going to go overload. Unless we get a goal here. We might still be able to salvage a point. There's only 3 minutes left. But if anything, Spurs will score in a third, and they have. Harry Kane's got it. And yeah, we've fallen apart. That's not what I wanted at all. And now they've got a corner. It's gonna be 4. No, it's not. Oviedo clears it. Eric Dyer is on the ball now. To Eriksson. We've got a replay of that. But yeah, Butland's had a rare bad game in goal, I would say. Johnson, that's it. Poor, I would say. We started well, but yeah, I'm far from pleased with that. Butland had a poor game. Volsky had a bad game. Bojan did. McManaman's been a pretty miserable signing, to be honest. It was a deadline day signing though, so it was kind of a panic buy, if you like. But yeah, I would have liked a different result there. Unfortunately, it's ended in a 3-1 defeat, especially since we were 1-0 up as well, so they've come from behind. That's a bit annoying. So, table-wise now, we've only got 1 game in hand, so that's 2 games in hand now, the Newcastle game and the Spurs game, where we could have made ground on people, and we've lost both games 3-1. The table's still looking good though. You know, we were expected to finish top 10, and at the moment we look like we are bang on to achieve that. We're in 7th still with 50 points. We could still overtake Everton and go 6th, which will now get us into Europa League football because Chelsea won the cup. So 6th place will now give us Europa League football. And that's looking pretty good. You know, we've still got to play Everton as well, I think. If you have a look at our upcoming fixtures, we do have a very tough run of games coming up though. We've got Bournemouth away, and then our last 5 games of Liverpool, Arsenal, Man City, Everton and Sunderland. So next episode, which will be coming out hopefully on Friday, will be I'm going to see if I can get a double live com done, because I did them all the time and I don't know what's changed in my videos that they seem to be longer. But I guess we're going to try double live com. So it's going to be Everton at home and Sunderland away. We're going to make a big push. We're going to hopefully get Europa League football, but we can still get top 4. It's going to be very, very tough. But we're going to try and get into that top 4. But if we can get Europa League football, I'll be more than happy with that. That's excellent. So that's going to do it for this video. If you enjoyed the video, guys, please leave a like down below. They've been a bit stagnating recently, the likes. But it's not a bad way. It's not a good thing. But I'm not too fussed about it. You know, I focus more on views and how long people watch the video. But yeah, no. If you did enjoy the video, please leave a like, because it shows me that you are enjoying my content. And leave any comments you want to make down there as well. And if you want to see my videos as and when they turn up on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. I'm on 74 at the moment, and I've got a goal of getting to 100 before the end of the year. Bit of a optimistic goal, I'd say. It's probably going to be the biggest influx of transfers. God. It's going to be like the biggest number of subscribers in like a certain time. I don't think I've ever got that many in 6 weeks till the end of the year, something like that. I think it's less than 6 weeks till Christmas now, so I think there's about 6 weeks. So if you can give me 26 subscribers in 6 weeks, that would be amazing. If you could do that, then I would love you forever. That's a bit weird. That'll do it though, guys. Thank you for watching. I'm going to end this video off here, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.